An underestimated tool to use in therapy. Hi, I'm Louise from OTGrow and welcome to our YouTube channel. Here we discuss tools, tips, and techniques to make you an effective group facilitator and group therapist. So one of the most underestimated tools to use in your groups is what we call an individual goal, or some people might call it a very specific intention. So as you have a goal for the whole group, you also have a goal that individuals can help to formulate that they as individuals, as group members, would like to reach within the group of that particular day. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. First of all, we're talking about improving clients' social participation, which means it has to do something around how to relate better to people, how to build more healthier interpersonal relationships, the patterns that are used in their relationships or their social skills. So when we give clients an opportunity to formulate their own individual goal that they want to be able to reach in that group session, we are creating a very specific intention for them. And so maybe your group is about stress management or about boundaries or about taking up space or whatever the case may be. But over and above that, we now have a space where we can have each client in the group formulate their own individual goal or the intention for them with regards to this time that they're going to be in the group therapy. So, for example, one client might say, you know what, I find that I keep being worried about offending other people. Today, I want to just jump in and share something without worrying what other people think. So that is an intention that they specifically can work on. The next client might say, you know what, I've often been told I'm too much. So I'm going to just hold back today and allow other people to step forward. Or somebody else might formulate it and say, I notice that I'm a very closed person, and after the groups every week, I think, gosh, I wanted to share more, and I felt scared. So today I want to share more. So these are specific individual intentions or goals that each member of the group has an opportunity to formulate for themselves. So each group member's goal is going to be different. Now, there are two things to keep in mind with this. First of all, it's really essential that whatever the goal is that the individual formulates, and you as facilitator can help them to formulate their goal. It needs to be very specific and it needs to be measurable. By the end of the group, when we, as group facilitators, may ask, did you reach your goal? It needs to be measurable. So a lot of the examples I gave you just now was not really measurable. So rather to say, I want to share two personal things about myself. Now it's measurable. At the end of the group, when we say, have a look at your own goal, were you able to meet it or not? Then somebody can say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Sharing because I'm scared I'm going to offend people, it's too vague. We want to again say, I'm going to share two things about myself, or I'm going to be the first person to share and not hang back and wait for other people, or I'm going to let at least two other people talk before I jump in with a comment or a question. So can you see how we take the goal that was formulated by our clients and make sure that we make it very specific for their intention, that by the end of the group, we can say, did you achieve it or not? So that's the first thing to keep in mind. The second point to keep in mind is it's not your responsibility as group facilitator to ensure that every person has an opportunity to meet their individual intention or goal. And it's important to explicitly convey that to your group members, to say, as we go through the group, it is your responsibility to try and notice opportunities where you are able to meet your own goal. It is not my responsibility as a facilitator to provide a space for that. I may every now and then say, how are you going with your goals? Is there something, here is an opportunity, maybe somebody wants to jump in so they can reach their goal, but it is not my responsibility as a group facilitator to also additionally to the group process, make sure each person gets to their own goal. Then, when you come to the end of the group, it's important to ask the group members, did you reach your goal? Yes or no? And if you did not reach it, what was the barrier? I thought it would be easy for me to share something about myself, but I realized it was quite scary, or I kept thinking, I think this is too deep or it's too inappropriate. So what now happens is not only have we identified the barrier, but now that can help formulate the next intention for the next group. So maybe share and ask feedback. Share one thing about yourself and then ask the group feedback. Was it inappropriate? Was it too deep? Did they not read the group correctly? So you can then have at consecutive groups, each time somebody will choose individuals can choose a individual intention and goal, and eventually they will find opportunities to improve their social skills, their interpersonal relationships, their social participation throughout your series or your program that you present. All right, so the invitation is, if you're feeling brave this coming week, try and spot one opportunity in one of your groups and help your group members to formulate very specific intentions and goals for them to reach within your group. And then remember to ask them whether they've reached that goal as you head towards the closing of the group. I hope this gives you another tool in your toolbox. In the meantime, happy facilitation.